Okay.
Just really surprised me.
I think we determined that this king sucks. We might be locked, or
yeah, because Uhura.
It's unclear. Let's
Romanans.
just back up and do something.
Have Uhura talk to that guy.
I gotta wait for this box to leave my screen.
Oh.
I need to use Uhura on this king.
What a noble-looking woman you are. You have my permission to speak. What a noble-looking woman you are. You have my permission to speak.
Okay, so now you can talk to him.
You stand out remarkably, bearing yourself like a queen. Yet these Carls do not treat you as royalty.
Bloodlines do not my ancestors ruled in the land.
Oh, I am so glad to find another of royal blood. I am so tired of sitting here all the time, but whenever I leave, thralls and lesser
smaller than it usually is for some reason.
Throne, and that's just not acceptable. I know you'll mind the proprieties and not let anyone else sit on the throne. And now I'll finally be able to go and get some rest.
I don't even... What was that dialogue? He just complained about something and left?
Yeah. Maybe you can, like, manipulate his chair in some way now.
Get chair.
You can shift the big chair slightly, but you cannot pick it up and carry it.
Scan it.
If I were...
Ooh, we haven't made broth yet.
A simple construction of various metals and plastics, half a meter wide at the base. Arms have been added post-construction, as has the raised back and the base platform. Even the seat has been widened.
Thanks. Like, we can tell that by looking at it, Spock. Man. Thanks for your scientific opinion. Alright, Uhura, use that chair.
It's not a very comfortable chair to sit in, Captain.
Watch out, Lieutenant. Remember, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
I don't think Shakespeare had in mind a madman with delusions of grandeur, Doctor. Particularly since he was writing of his own Queen Elizabeth's ancestor, Henry IV.
Oh. Shakespeare.
Yeah, some Shakespeare commentary for you.
What an uncomfortable chair.
Do you think that, like, thing coming out of the top of the chair is different or anything?
This chair is a great way to set off an attack of sciatica, Jim.
Thanks for walking back to the bones. Spock, use that chair.
Not very interesting, Captain. Except insofar as the individual was willing to sacrifice comfort for these rather doubtful additions.
What an uncomfortable chair. What an uncomfortable chair. What an uncomfortable chair.
If I were to close this out and reopen it, would the size change, or is there anything we've done in the past to resize it?
I think that when it has been wonky like that, I've had to, like, quit it out and resize it in OBS and then redo the whole thing.
Oh no, the king is sleeping in here.
Okay.
The elderly alien barely opens his eyes to glance at you, then closes them and lies back.
We were sleeping. The rigors of rulership are severe. Present yourselves if you must, else let me be.
The elderly alien barely...
We were sleeping.
The elderly alien blinks as he awakens, and then...
We left you to guard our throne, to prevent the lowborn from usurping our place in our absence. What have you to say for yourself?
Your most puissant majesty, I left the throne warded by the royal guardian Confucius, who will not permit the unworthy to sit there without first establishing the quality of their bloodlines and noble privileges. As a queen in my own right, I do not act according to your wishes. However nobly inspired, my royal brother, I'm sure you understand. Your most puissant majesty, I left the throne warded by the royal guardian Confucius,
The elderly alien looks slightly puzzled.
You think us a fool, do you? We know the builders included no lion spirits in our home. Enough is enough.
I don't think I should talk to you.
We might also be locked behind Stam Bob.
Try talking to him and see if,
We'll take this guy's blanket, though.
You notice that the coarse weave of the blanket is a bit scratchy, but it feels like it would be thick and warm.
yeah, it's the whole purpose of everything you just did.
Would you like a blanket, Stam Bob?
I'm not going to talk to you.
Stam Bob, you're pretty much the worst.
The youngster wrinkles his nose at the box of food.
You like some blocks,
I'm
Stam
not
Bob?
going to talk to you.
Okay, Stam Bob, okay.
I recommend against illogical actions, Captain.
I don't want to start this mission over again, but I don't know we've done much anyway.
Yeah. I think it would be pretty fast to pop back through it if we had a save file that was in the right place.
Okay, this Kingman's not here.
The feeder hose comes from the nutrient drop.
Jim, I suggest we sterilize the container before we start to make a fret.
The container heats up rapidly and
This container must be...
two feeder hub. The blocks. The container heat.
I think that did.
You take the. You settle the. You hear gurgling and.
Okay. Would you like a blanket, lady?
Welcome back. Are you feeling better?
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's
Did you offer
necessary.
that blanket to those Klingons?
I did not. Blanket is table.
Go away. You'll get it dirty. I can't stand a dirty table.
No, I don't think that. No, I don't think that.
Can you take that coat that's hanging there? Maybe a shirt, whatever it is?
No effect.
No. Alright.
Protect me. We'll hurt you. We really.
Okay, you've already beaten him in chess.
See here, Captain Claw. I told you those...
The Klingon observed, fiendishly subtle, indubitably clever, and completely unexpected, which means nothing happens. Fiendishly, 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 fiendishly.
I think the thing that has to happen here is that, because they mentioned, like, Maul, the lady.
Yeah.
So I think, like, we have to do something for Stan Bob, which is probably getting him to eat. And then that will cause him to go tell Maul that he ate. And then she will do things for us, is my guess.
Welcome back.
Oh, it's green now.
Geography doesn't make any sense.
Oh, there's fruit.
Get fruit.
The red fruit comes free easily.
I'll give that fruit to Stan Bob.
It was a timing puzzle, I guess.
Apparently.
You like these tomatoes, boy?
I shouldn't trust you. My mom always says never talk.
Oh, you sex.
I'm gonna go give it to his mom.
Thank you, your stupid little face. Hey, lady. You didn't kill these plants.
You
Look.
got the plants to give fruit again, and I had given up. Oh, I'm so happy. But I don't want to eat this. My son loves fruit, can't get enough, and I want him to have this. Please take it to him. He should be playing in the sleeping hall. I've warned him about not talking to strangers, but it's all right if you do so. You can tell him I said it was okay.
Hey, Klingon dudes. Bye, Klingon dudes.
Claw!
Oh, that king dude still wasn't in the throne.
No, he's gone. He like doesn't exist anymore. He left his blanket. So I've got a blanket, and where did I stand? Open up the puzzle for me.
This is for me? Wow, thank you. Mom would really be happy. She has been so sad about not being able to give me what I like to eat. Even though I told her it was okay, she was really, really sad. Now she'll be really happy. Thank you.
No problem, Stan Bob. Really my pleasure. What are you talking
Hi
about?
there, remember me?
Uh-huh. I remember. You wanted to ask me about something.
Tell me about Tuscan and his friends. Tell me about the playroom. Tell me about your mom.
Her name's Mom. She takes care of the garden, but she gets real sad a lot. She brings me fresh fruit. Says it's good for me. I like fresh fruit, whole bunches. She hasn't brought me any in a while, and what I put away in a secret place isn't looking good anymore.
Tell me about Tuscan and his friends.
Tuscan and his friends aren't nice to me. They're nice to my mom because they trust her, though. She's the only one that brings them food. Sometimes she brings me safe food, too, but she hasn't lately. I get pretty hungry because the safe food I put away in a secret place isn't any good anymore.
Tell me about Tell me about the playroom.
It's through there, through the east door. Tuscan and his friends have taken it over. They play mean, except they don't play mean to my mom. That's on account of they think she won't let the food be bad.
Tell me about the food. I think that's all for now. Tell me about
The food out of the machines can make me feel really sleepy and not very good. Mom says it's because of the stuff they put in the food. Tuscan says it's poison and won't take any food from anyone but my mom. I put some good food away in a secret place, but the food doesn't look so good anymore. Do you want to see?
Sure, why don't you show? No, I don't. I think that's all for now. Sure. No,
No,
I don't think that's necessary.
necessary.
I think that's all for now, Stan Bob. Sure, why don't you show?
Great.
I'll take
The
that bad
youngster
apple.
opens a hidden cabinet near him, and a sour smell like rotting fruit flows from the opening.
See, it
Oh,
went
no.
bad.
scan it.
You get no response.
Medical scan that fruit.
Organics in an advanced state of decay, Jim. They're releasing some alkaloids which would induce sleepiness and suggestibility. However, the first effect this mess would have, assuming anyone was stupid enough to try to eat it, would be extreme nausea, so it would never get into a sane person's system.
It's slippery, sloppy, stinky, and goopy. But you collect what's there into a large specimen bag.
Great. We got rotten food.
Do you think you're gonna have to like trick the guys in the other room into eating it?
I don't know,
Maybe
maybe.
you can get like Maul to say that it's okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Protect me! They're after me! Will hurt? We really...
This is gratuitous use of gunk and goop.
Okay.
Ew.
See here, Captain Clark.
The Klingon... This is gratuitous... This is
Go see Stan Bob's mom again. It seems like the way this puzzle is laid out.
We need the mall seal of approval on this garbage.
Walk back and forth across this whole place every time.
I'm gonna put some rotten food on this guy's table.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Ah, tragic. I was hoping he'd let you. Then he'd just have a meltdown.
Yep.
Then he'd kill a Klingon. What's that thing above that guy's head? Is it anything that you try interacting with?
Or that thing with a big arrow pointing to it that Hera stand in front of.
I was feeling so depressed because I couldn't give him the food I know is better for him than what the Fays make in the machinery. I don't trust the machinery food, and that's why I tended the garden, made fresh food. Even Tuscan will eat food I give to him, and he doesn't trust anyone. If you ever need help, just show me what you want to give him.
Clark, I'm guessing I don't want to do this in front of you, man, so... I'll walk out and walk back in. I need to know what Clark
The red fruit comes free eat.
is doing. He's just like in the way.
Yeah, I keep thinking he's gonna like interact with you in some way. Other than just observing what you're doing. Yeah, what is that?
Clark.
An unremarkable piece of furniture offering no...
It's nothing.
She looks at you with disgust and refuses the food.
Hey, you told me.
Tuscan will only accept food from you. You said you'd help us after we helped you. Will you give this to Tuscan?
I don't see how this would accomplish anything for you. He's too paranoid to believe in such a generous action. He'd think there was some kind of trick.
I admire your intent, Captain Kirk. But from what I've seen of Tuscan's behavior, I must agree with the woman. Would you take Klingon's advice for a moment?
Say what you have to say, Captain Clark, and I'll consider it. I don't think that's necessary, Captain. Say what you have to say, Captain.
The way I see it, you need to take Tuscan out of the picture, but without obviously hurting him. You can probably beat everyone up, but that could be difficult and risky for you as well. Food is a universal gesture, even if it is not always accepted. If you made a powerful tranquilizer or dosed a box of food for the lady here to deliver, he might accept it and go to sleep without alarming his associates. Gormagan, in particular, seems cowed, and this would free him to decide for himself what he thinks of you and us. Something tells me he holds the key to our understanding of this ship and those aboard it.
Yeah. Oh, it's
The
Stan Bob.
youngster Stambob comes to the doorway.
Mom, these nice people got me some fruit. It's fresh and everything, so you don't need to be sad anymore.
Son, I'm so glad. It means the plants are healthy again, and you won't have to eat food I'm not sure is good for you. Thank you, strangers.
I'm going back to my room, Mom. But I wanted you to know.
Can you use your med kit on a box of food then?
There's nothing there that requires a ship's medical kit. There's nothing there that requires a ship's medical kit. There's nothing there that requires a ship's medical kit.
You can use McCoy on it?
As a meal, the food in this little box is a tad high in carbohydrates by human nutritional standards. Organics in an advanced state of decay, Jim. They're releasing... These are at peak ripeness. They should be delicious. I don't understand any of this, Jim.
Captain, that would not be a logical action.
Well, tell me what to do, Spock.
Jim, don't play with your food.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
What about like that hole directly under the arrow? Did you try clicking on that, or do you just click on the... That's not interactable anyway. Awful.
I'm glad you think.
Well, like, there's a giant arrow!
Practicing your home decorating, Captain Kirk? I'm very impressed with what talents are expected of Starship officers in the Federation.
I try to, like, put fruit on the table. And it's like, yeah.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
You're such a woman. It's so funny. Alright.
I have to thank you again for what you did.
Tusken will only accept food from you. You said you'd help.
I don't see how this would...
I admire your
Say what you have to say, Captain. I don't think...
Try giving her the box of food?
Tusken will only accept...
Normal tranquilizer levels don't have a normal effect on Tusken. They might make him mad, or almost anything. If there was a way to increase the dosage in one box of food, I'd deliver that for you. But this would be trouble.
Can you...
Captain,
yeah.
I don't think another one would be very useful.
No, I asked you, Uhura. I tried to Spock it. Now I gotta go talk to, I guess, the computer thing. Face.
Yeah, maybe.
Welcome back.
It's not a thing to talk to.
We appreciate your desire to become one.
What?
Oh, this one is messy.
We appreciate...
An extremely complex mechanical...
It sounds like you're saying...
Precisely.
No, I don't think that's... No, I don't think... No, I don't... No, I don't think... No, I don't think... No, I don't... No, I don't think...
Yeah, I bet.
No, I don't...
I don't seem to be able to talk to this thing anymore.
I don't know.
There is no response at all.
We appreciate your desire.
There is no response.
No, I don't think...
This thing that's to the left of the potted plant over here in that background, is that anything?
No effect.
This plant seems healthy, Jim.
Plant seems healthy.
Good.
Protect me. Will hurt me really? I am hungry. So hungry. It's a trick. I don't take nothing from nobody but Maul. Only Maul doesn't trick
Okay,
me. Maul hasn't been able to get the plants to bear fruit for...
She mentioned increasing dosage in the food. Maybe now McCoy can do that.
I am hungry. I don't take nothing. Protect me. We'll hurt ya. We really... Captain Cut.
The Klingon observers.
I don't understand any of this, Jim. Jim, let's save the med kit for a real emergency. There's nothing there that requires a ship's medical kit.
Yeah. Dummy.
Captain Kirk. Dealing with...
You want help from me? That's a laugh.
No effect. No effect.
Are we spoiling it? Is that where we are? Because this seems like it's one of those things like you can only do it in this room. Oh, what's... Did you try that thing that's like right above his head? Is that a thing?
A normal-looking switch.
Right to that switch. So you needed him to leave so he could stand on his chair.
He managed to untwist a length of wire and a light bar.
So that you get a fluorescent bulb. I don't feel like a fluorescent bulb helps us at all, but okay.
What the hell am I supposed to do with that? This is garbage in my inventory, man.
Oh, all I want to know is how to knock Tuscan out.
Something that we have done in the past by using the med kit on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to your people in this room. Maybe...
The food supply may be at the crux of the problem on the ship. I recommend a close examination of the ship's food whenever possible.
Captain, it appears that the inhabitants of this ship take it as given that food and medication go naturally together. With all respect to Dr. McCoy, I would dislike having a physician medicating all food that passed my lips.
Captain, I'm seeing all of these people as being under medication, or needing to be. And they're all unhealthy in one way or another. It really doesn't surprise me that they associate food and medicine. Their veins are probably always swimming with some chemical stew.
Go for a stew right now.
Captain, I think that woman looks like someone we should talk with.
Oh, Uhura.
Scan the food.
Uhura, talk
You
to
can try
her.
to talk with her if you wish, Captain.
Have you tried, like, scanning the food dispenser itself? Like, Spock can adjust it?
This mechanized food delivery and recycling system is similar to Enterprise's. One significant difference is that it includes a scanning, Captain, of the various mental conditions we have seen among the inhabitants of this ship. Most, although not all, have been non-violent. Dr. McCoy may need to examine this data further, but I believe through the food dispenser, the individuals aboard this ship are regularly medicated, often tranquilized.
What?
This mechanized food...
Oh, you suck.
Captain, I don't think another one would be very useful.
I'm just a simple country doctor, not a magician.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary.
I fail to see what useful purpose that would serve, Captain.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Paragon fruit, ripe.
Nice. Faragoa fruit. 2 ripe.
No, I don't think that's necessary. 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 No, I don't think that's necessary.
You already have a piece of fruit.
Yeah. Why would you need another piece?
Welcome back. Are you feeling better?
My computer deserves some fruit. There's that shattered glass in the corner over there that we couldn't seem to figure out how to do anything
No, I don't
with.
think that's necessary.
Can't blanket it.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd be able to, like, scoop it up in the blanket, actually.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Can't wire it.
No,
Can't
I don't
break
think
more
that's
glass on
necessary.
top of that glass.
And you may be at the stage of just talking to your people in literally every room to see if anybody gives you more hints. Really bugs me that there's a giant arrow pointing at that and it's meaningless.
You see an empty slot in the light fixture where a light bar once belonged.
There's nowhere where we need light.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's
I
necessary.
would have bought that if you used
No,
it
I
as like
don't
a
think
black
that's
light.
necessary.
Ooh, use your stun phaser on the table. Maybe you can sanitize it
You
for
lost
him.
your mind?
Damn it. We've
No, I
sanitized
don't think
things
that's
plenty of
necessary.
times.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary.
Is this cable thing in the bottom right anything? No. What about that, like, panel that's, like, laying on the ground there? Yeah. No, that's nothing. You can't interact with that light that's above the bed at all in any way, can you? No. Okay.
Protect me. That will hurt. We really. Captain, cut.
The Klingon observer.
Use your scanner to scan like the tent.
Captain, cut. Dealing.
Nothing unusual. Nothing unusual about that. Nothing unusual.
Terrible.
Captain, I'm getting a thoroughly anomalous reading. This passage definitely defies the physical laws of space and time.
Are you suggesting it might be some kind of space warping portal spot?
I am reluctant to speculate without data, Captain. I've never seen anything quite like this.
Captain, if I may interject, that disparity is something we've glimpsed throughout this ship. There is a sophisticated food delivery system and a food-producing hydroponics garden. It is as if the parts of this ship don't fit together, or as if there were some purpose beyond the obvious.
I was thinking the same thing myself, Lieutenant. I'd like to have a talk with whoever is behind this.
And I also, Captain Kirk. I believe our observations have been as anomalous as yours. Moreover, I don't think the Fays are the ones we must address our questions to.
The Fays.
I don't think I can take him, Captain. Captain, I think there must be some other way to achieve what we're trying to do here. Communications is my specialty, Captain. But I don't think I have anything relevant to say to this individual.
Judgment Rites walkthrough. Let's see.
Well, happy Judgment Rites.
I'm gonna be really annoyed if it's just like you can only do it on this one screen, or there's something else obnoxious. Okay. Get the king to leave. Get the switch. Get the light bar. Get the wire. Beat him in chess. Woman. Hydroponics. Okay, yeah, fix the hydroponics based stuff. Give him the fruit, talk to Stan Bob, take the bad food to the room with Maul, get a box of food from the machine. After putting the food box in the machine to the lower right, Stan Bob will poke his head in and tell his mom about him being happy. Put the bad food in the combining machine. I wonder if it means that, like, machine... I think I know which machine it's talking about. I'll take over these controls for a minute. Let's see. I wonder if touchscreen controls will work. Let's find out. Nope. Can't do that part of a point and click.
This appears to be a kind of all-purpose first aid station and medical dispensary with computer-aided diagnostics. Captain, from the configuration of equipment here, it is possible for someone to use this machine as a workstation and prepare medicine for someone who, for example, would be unable to come to the station for treatment.
A light scans the food box and the computer screen lights up.
The food in this box has been prepared with standard quantities of tranquilizing alkaloids, calmatives, and euphorics. The drugs and chemicals added in preparation cannot be extracted without degradation of their potency.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
A light scans the reeking glop, and the computer screen lights up.
The alkaloids present in this organic mass can be reduced to a high-potency tranquilizer. The undesirable emetics and purgatives can be eliminated. The resultant drug should be mixed with prepared food and eaten to produce a soporific effect. Do you wish to prepare the specified tranquilizer from this mix?
No, skip it. We'll just put this away and go on to some... Yes, continue. No, yes, continue.
Done. The drug is prepared. Bring over the food you wish dosed with the drug, and the tranquilizer will be added.
Okay.
A light scans the food box and the computer screen lights up.
The food in this box
This
has
bottom
been
right
prepared
hand,
with standard quantities of tranquilizing alkaloids,
It was this bottom right hand
and
thing.
euphorics. The
Like a
drugs
big
and
table
chemicals
thing?
added
Yeah.
in preparation
You had to put the
cannot be
bad food on
extracted
it,
without degradation of their potency.
and then it turns the bad food into a tranquilizer.
The tranquilizer you have prepared may be added now if you wish.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Make my day.
This popcorn is delightful, thank you.
Tuscan will only accept food from you. You said you'd help us after we helped you. Will you give this to Tuscan? It's heavily medicated, but that might help Dr. McCoy here to do something so he's better off.
I'll take this to Tuscan now because I trust you. Go back to him and show him your food. He'll call for me, and I'll give him this instead. He'll be a good boy.
Protect me. They're after me. We'll hurt you, so just stay back.
We really don't want to hurt you, you know, but you gotta stay back.
Captain Kirk, I see you're out.
The Klingon observers seem interested in
Oh. Okay, fine.
I am hungry. Maul? Where's Maul? I don't take nothing from nobody. Nobody except her. You do something to it. Make me different. You'd rewire my head.
There we go.
Call for me, Tuscan? I thought you might be hungry, so I brought you something you can safely eat. You know you can trust me, Tuscan.
Yeah, I know I can. And I am hungry. Didn't want to eat something I couldn't be sure of, though. Give me that.
Instantly passes out.
Now I want to take a nap. Mom, you watch out for me, okay?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
I guess talk to those
Save
dudes.
new game. Replace.
I'm more interested in a good fight than in talking.
I listened to my brother Rackerback and to my friend Tuscan. They say we have to protect this room and keep anyone from getting into it. Tuscan's afraid. Well, Tuscan's just confused. I don't think I should go into it right now, but he thinks if people knew all about this place, they'd hurt his mind. Actually,
Be careful, brother. Remember that Tuscan warned us people might seem nice, but not really be nice.
I don't know what would happen, actually. After all, I can't read the future.
I am feeling a little down, Captain Kirk. But don't bother about me. I'll be all right.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary.
Fiendishly subtle, indubitably clever, and completely unexpected, which means nothing happens.
We want to give him a blanket. He's chilly.
Here's his no.
I'm real close to the just stun the big guy strategy.
Rackaback falls, defenseless against the power of the phaser.
An inelegant solution, Captain Kirk, but efficient.
Okay. Probably didn't get points for that. Starfleet does not approve.
Jim, given the mental states of these people, the less damage we do to their environment, the better.
In other words, Doctor, if we don't need something for our mission, we shouldn't touch it.
That's my recommendation.
A pillow. An overturned toy box. This appears to be an unusual metallic structure.
Violence is not the correct answer to this problem, Captain.
You just watched me blast, dude.
Fiendishly subtle.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
I listened to my brother Rackaback. Well, Tuscan, I'm not sure what to think of you. I just don't know if I should trust you.
Well, Gormagon, I think you should trust them. They've repaired the garden, which is good for all of us. They gave fresh fruit to my boy Stan Bob, when even his own mother couldn't manage that.
They treated us in ways churlish and unpleasant. As a personage of high standing, we say to you, Gormagon, that you should eschew their company as unworthy.
Captain, that blanket we're carrying, look how Atrioli is eyeing it. Let me give it to him and he might think better of us. I know this is something you would treasure, Your Highness. To show we hold you no ill will, please accept this gift.
Gormagon, neither my aide nor I came aboard this ship expecting anything but treachery and geniality from these people. They've impressed me, and I commend them to you.
Well, despite some misgivings I had, I'll accept what others have said about you. I think I should show you the way into the heart of the phase. The secret entry that Tuscan is so afraid of. I feel that something good can come of this.
So we took that guy's blanket, then gave it back to him? Apparently. Cool.
Oh.
I listened to my brother Rackaback. Well, I'm sure things would... I guess I'll just trust you to do the right thing.
Here we are.
In this section of the wire web work, you see new wire replacing a burned out section. This room appears strangely compressed, giving a sense of closeness that borders on the discomforting. Every wall is interlaced with what looks like a web cage of electrical wirework, with almost organic-looking nodules and bubbles. You have the distinct sense that you're inside a machine and that it doesn't seem to occupy space in any natural fashion. This looks almost identical to the containers that house the phase. A man whose life is devoted to organic living things, Dr. McCoy seems utterly out of his element, surrounded thus by inorganic machinery, and the uneasy sense that this too might be life of a sort. The Vulcan's interest in his surroundings is sharply piqued by what appear to be irreconcilable spatial anomalies and discontinuities of technologic sophistication. The captain is uneasy, certain that this claustrophobic-seeming room holds challenges yet to be discovered. Recognition of the broad realm of possibilities, challenges, and curiosities this room represents shines reflected in her dark eyes. A Klingon crewman wearing a look of disdain and distrust. A Klingon officer whose direct and intense expression never wavers.
I don't get any biological readings, but there are patterns on the artificial intelligence that strongly resemble humanoid brain engrams.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. This is not a life form, Captain, but it does register with biomagnetics and considerable electrical complexity. This is the heart of a functioning, artificially intelligent construct.
Just use Spock on it?
This web wire wall reads somewhat like an antique hand-wired computer circuit, Captain. And at the same time, like something which surpasses even what can be found aboard the Enterprise. This damaged area does not appear to be functioning, but based on information I acquired from my interaction with Puzzlewit, I could attempt to repair it with a connector and some wire.
Oh, yeah, wire.
I know who Puzzlewit is.
It's been one of the first.
The information I acquired from Puzzlewit's mind indicates this could be a delicate operation, easily mishandled. I think we should start off with the connector from the light bar in order to complete these repairs, Captain.
I guess we were supposed to mind meld with one of those dudes? Maybe?
Maybe.
If you'll bring that over to me, I might have a better suggestion if I took a closer look at it.
And Clar, you're gonna ruin everything, aren't you?
No way, I trust him. He's gonna save the day.
I worked with things like these when I was younger. Given our surroundings, see if you don't find this more useful.
Great.
Okay.
Solution to that puzzle was...
Allow me, Captain. Let me do that. The information I acquired from Puzzlewit's mind indicates this could be a delicate operation, easily mishandled. I think you will find it fits just here.
Oh, I wonder if Puzzlewit is the
Lieutenant
one that's
Uhura,
sitting
bring
in the
over that
computer
length
room
of wire
upstairs.
while I hold this in place.
Oh,
I
the
believe
woman?
we can get this repaired speedily.
Certainly, Mr. Spock. With that in place, I can see that it will easily fit. Here.
The final connection is made, and Uhura smiles widely.
That's it! That fixes the broken connection.
Fix their...
Thank you. I am now once again whole, and no longer an intelligence divided against myself. The system you repaired will re-enable me to analyze and update received data from external and internal sensor systems, altering conceptual constructs of previously acquired data. These systems appear to have been malfunctioning for some time, although it will take additional review to clarify all conditions. Much may have been lost permanently.
Jim, do you notice? The phase isn't switching between I and we like it did in the oratory, and the voice is a single note, not a harmonic chord of blended voices.
And it hasn't suggested we go get something to eat either.
I am chagrined that my disabilities have endangered my mission. The compassion was launched with the best of intentions. If I can answer anyone's questions, I will endeavor to do so.
Captain Kirk, You don't mind if I ask a question, do you?
You'll get your turn, Klingon. Just hold your horses. Other things come first. Be my guest, Captain. Ask away. You'll get your... Be my guest, Captain. Ask away.
Yeah.
That you give me first place to speak is a mark of honor, Captain Kirk, and does not pass unnoticed, particularly in light of the urgency of your own questions. Phase, this ship passed through the heart of Klingon space. We were not even aware of it until it was nearly out of our territory. We backtracked it and found it must have closely approached places we find sensitive. We expect assurances that data you may have collected there will not reach the hands of those who mean us harm.
We seek proof. We expect you to download your entire memory into our ship's computers, that we may search it for data you have no right to.
Thereby would you not acquire data to which you have no right?
My aide speaks too strongly. While it is true we are interested in the knowledge and technology you possess, technology passed through our empire undetected. Knowledge of how to twist space back upon itself. For that data, we will treat with you as one civilized people with another. But it is a justified request that we ask you to destroy all data dealing with anything you learn within our borders.
Had I any data, I would agree to steal it. However, as you should have deduced, I have none. Until my sensory systems were repaired, my ability to receive and process data was severely impaired, especially in regard to external data updates. Based on my presentry analysis of nearby space, I would speculate that my only data on your present sphere of influence would be as that area of space existed a very long time ago indeed.
That is information for us to know, not you. Erase it.
Silence! Phase, we would welcome access to that information, but on the same basis as we would bargain with you for technological data. We have more to offer with you, I believe, than the Federation represented by these others.
Klingon Kompalha, Nesoi Hatla. So web Kordu.
Phase, do not be hasty making that decision.
I lack sufficient data to make any assessment. I can give no answer at this time.
The primary reason we came aboard was to find a way to stop you from landing on top of our colony on Atlas, which would certainly kill thousands of our people. Now that your external senses are functional, have you altered your plans about where you intend to put the ship down? How did your systems become damaged?
I'm curious about what your builders really had in mind, shipping off all these people off planet. There seems to have been some shadier agenda. The eugenics wars of our own past produced some of the ugliest abuses in human history, and notorious characters like Khan Noonien Singh, whose name still resounds with infamy. How is this ship you call the Compassion justified?
I'd be interested to learn more about those who built this ship. Their achievements certainly seem erratic in sophistication, but much of it goes beyond even what we are capable of accomplishing today. For example, the Paralance medium for recording computer data is something we are only now beginning to explore. I think there's much to be learned from these people. That's all for now, Phase. I assume we can talk to you if we have more questions. The primary reason we came aboard was to find a way to stop you from landing on top of our colony.
No, Captain Kirk. I will certainly not set the Compassion down in a populated area, now that I can see it is there. I am at present in communication with the planetary authorities, and they are directing me to a stationary orbit until further arrangements can be made for my wards. Then are there other questions?
Is the ship still set to land on Atlas Colony?
Just answered that.
Yeah. How did your systems...
I am sorry I cannot explain this at this time. I do not even know if it is explicable, but I will search my memory for an answer for you. Then are there other questions?
Is the ship still set to... Please clarify the anomalies we have perceived while being on board.
I'm curious about...
That's all. Is the ship... Please clarify the anomalies we have perceived while being on board.
I am sorry I cannot explain this at this time. I do not even know if it is... Then are there other questions?
Is the ship still... Please clarify.
I'm curious about...
I'd be interested to learn more about the...
My best recommendation is to examine the library records under Builders or Technology. There is more data than I can easily explain, Oh, I haven't made it available. I should have done that immediately. I can't imagine why I didn't think of it.
Fascinating, Captain. That instance of forgetfulness makes it possible to speculate that the phase is not wholly restored after all.
Then are there other questions?
Is the ship still set? Please clarify.
I'm curious about what...
I would
That's all for now. Is this please?
I would still like to learn more about these people.
That's all for now, Phase. Is this please?
I would still like to...
My best recommendation is to examine the library. Then are there other questions?
Is the ship still set on please?
I'm curious
I have no information about your eugenics wars. But a fundamental social philosophy of the builders was that civilized people of goodwill would tolerate and value variability as a sign of cultural and social health. That a civilization will be judged by its tolerance of disparate ideas, by how it treats those who cannot protect themselves, be they very young, very old, or otherwise challenged. By the measure of altruism extended to those less powerful, even when rightfully in possession of something desired.
A central aspect of Vulcan philosophy is embodied in the Idic. Infinite diversity in infinite combinations. It would seem the builders pursued similar high ideals.
high ideals, perhaps, but that does not explain why these people are in space phase.
More than this I cannot explain. However, you can locate additional library data under the heading Compassion. Then are there other questions?
Now, just 1 minute, Phase. Are you listening? You keep saying you can't remember or you lack data or what have you. Even the library data seems vague, incomplete, and contradictory. If you don't know, then who does?
Forgive the pause. I had to think long and hard to discover if you had correctly passed this final test. You correctly identify the heart of the matter. Let me introduce you to my builders.
This is madness! Phase, what is this?
Despite our misgivings, you have shown yourselves to be the representatives of spacefaring peoples we, the Brassica, would most trust to make first contact with. The contest has been in progress for some time, situations in which your true colors have been explored. The invitation has been made. You may return to your ship if you prefer, or you may step through whenever you are ready. Then, the final round begins.
I think you have it right, Captain Clark. This is madness, Jim.
I think, Bones, it's Shakespeare who had it right. Though this be madness, yet there is a method in it.
I agree with the sentiments, Captain Kirk. There is something more going on here, far deeper than first appearances have suggested. I imagine you will accept the invitation. I will certainly choose to go, whether you do or not. I believe the invitation is extended to all.
I will not permit that, Captain Clark. I will take all methods to prevent you. I will not go. It is certainly a Federation trick.
You begin to sound like Tusken in the other room. Get a grip of yourself and act like an officer.
I guess scan that library thing.
This is not a life form, Captain, but it does register with biomagnetics and
I don't know if I hit it.
nothing unusual about that object.
Try to have Spock interact with it.
This crystal construct has an unusual light scattering property.
Well,
try to have Kirk interact with it. Uhura! She's communication.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Captain, there's got to be a better way to handle this.
I agree. There has to be a better way.
Save new game. Replace.
This king sucks.
Captain Clark, I will not let you depart. These human scum have tricked you. If I have to beat up all of you, I will. You, Vulcan, you understand orders. Help me knock out my mad captain, and I will take him away and out of your hair.
I have to Spock this boy.
Startled, The Klingon's eyes glaze even as he glares furiously, struggling to remain conscious.
Captain, I told you they couldn't be trusted.
I'll send you back aboard, Raul. But unless the humans betray me, I have to pass through that portal to explore what lies beyond.
It's not what Klingon transporters look like.
Nothing to report, Captain.
Mr. Scott, they disappeared off the sensors.
What do you mean, laddie?
They've just vanished.
Vanished. Game on mom.
Captain's log, stardate 6269.3. The landing party and the Klingon Captain Klar have passed through a portal in time and space. We're about to face tests by the Brassica. Success will mean formal relations. Failure will mean unknown.
Welcome. We applaud your willingness to confront the unknown.
Please tell us what's going on. Where are we?
Patience. I cannot answer all yet. Those elements of our society still ill at ease with your cultures have more questions.
We've had enough. No more foolish tests. More tests. Let's just get on with it. I'd like to hear what the others think. We've had enough. More. I'd like to hear what...
I will withdraw until you address me again.
Captain, even though isolated, the Brassica are quite advanced. It's certain their insights will be unusual and enlightening. The logical course is to establish dialogue.
The Brassica are calling the tune and expecting us to dance, Captain. It might be undignified, but all of us can make valid, responsible choices and stand by the consequences.
If I was leading us, I'd be skittish too. We've gone this far, there's no sense in quitting now.
Everyone all right?
I am grateful you included me, Captain. Representing the Klingon Empire, I believe we must not be cowed. Passivity may be regarded as undesirable to them.
Well, I guess we should just scan everything. And then talk to that green faceman again.
Judgment Rites. Scan everything. Nothing to
A
report.
sophisticated projected image similar to those on Onius 2.
Okay.
An elaborate system is projecting these images, Captain. I speculate the Brassican heroes, the Judgement, confronted surreal perils. An elaborate system is projecting.
It's a projection.
It's not a living thing, Jim. Spock's tricorder is more useful here.
Cool. Well, that was that.
Captain Kirk, I am here. Are you ready?
Our mandate is to seek out new life, new civilizations. If we must do so on your terms, we will. Explain yourself. We're not rats to run mazes. We deserve to know what you want. We welcome contact with a new race, but you try our patience. No more tests or we'll leave. Now, our mandate...
Listen. We have modified our legends by what we understand of your species. You will be asked a question and may discuss it. Only one person may answer. Begin. I make the first query. It is that question posed to the heroic companions we call the Judgement. Answer this. Who among you may go to the greatest pains in the pursuit of life? You may talk. I will withdraw until you choose to speak with me. Remember, only one of you may reply.
So I guess talk to everybody and then use one of them on them.
I would hear you explain if you should be the one to answer. And why?
I'm sorry, Captain Clark, if I decide to present myself as the one to answer, and I'm considering it. I'll explain to the Brassican then and no sooner. Point taken. Very well. So that everyone has a chance to make their own case, I will explain what I consider to be the sensible choice. I'm sorry, Captain. Point taken. Very well. So that everyone has a chance. I'm a ship's captain. 430 lives depend on me, on my every decision. Our mission is, in part, to seek out new life, new civilizations. So it comes down to me.
Am I any different? Does not my crew live or die on my decisions? I explore space for the Klingon Empire!
The starship captain stands as representative of the United Federation of Planets. Many races, whose goals and visions for the future are pursued together. Who shoulders the greater weight, Captain Clark?
No one has ever accused you of modesty, Kirk. See it as you will. You, surrounded by your fellow humans and officers, or me, the sole representative of my empire.
I may not be Vulcan, but I'm the logical choice. Who goes through more pains in pursuit of life than a doctor?
The Brassican's question is not, properly speaking, a riddle. A riddle has a right and a wrong answer. This is more philosophical, with many possible answers.
Then how can we possibly answer correctly, Spock? Or can we?
One answer will seem more satisfactory than all others, Captain.
At least we can eliminate you, Spock, from this force race. I don't see any right answer for you to be the person who would go to the greatest pain in the pursuit of life.
On the contrary, Doctor. Respect for all living things is fundamental to Vulcan philosophy. A rigorous adherence, unlike humans' variable justifications.
You aren't suggesting, Spock, that you're the right choice.
I believe I may be, Doctor. The Brassicans may agree.
Gentlemen, I think you may be overlooking a fundamental difference between me and everyone else here. I am the only female, the only one capable of bringing forth new life. That qualifies me as the one among us who might go to the greatest pains in the pursuit of life.
Jim, it's evident that each of us believes we're the right choice. I'm reasonably sure I'm the person they have in mind. But I can see everyone can make a case for themselves.
As indeed we have, Doctor.
I fail to see how further discussion will alter the situation. Either you must come to some decision, weighing the strength of individual opinions,
or I get some hints out of our green host.
This is the same thing.
An elaborate projection system is causing these images, Captain.
Well,
Save new game.
This seems dumb.
Okay, I guess talk to it, and we'll see if that hint about...
We have our answer. Are you ready to... We have questions. We have questions.
Very well. Ask.
What consequences result from an incorrect answer? What if I were to declare that there's not one right answer, but many? Would you please repeat the question? We can't... We can't answer because we don't know enough about your species. Tell us about yourselves. If we understand more, we can answer.
2?
What if I were to declare that there's not one?
There is just one answer we would consider wholly correct, Captain Kirk.
In reality, you expect us to answer 2 questions. What we think is right and what you think is right. We're ready with our answer. In reality, you expect us... What consequences result from an incorrect answer? You are clearly a race who values fairness. Shouldn't we have more information before we try to answer? What consequences result from an incorrect answer?
I guess that's a reason.
The overall test will likely continue, Captain. This is one phase, and we are examining the whole.
What if I were to declare that there's... We can't answer because we don't... What if I were to... We can't answer because we don't know enough about your species. Tell us.
We are a timid people. I am considered a radical for believing it is time to contact aliens like yourselves. But even I am reluctant to open our doors hastily, for they will be more difficult to close.
In that statement alone, you let us know you have doors and that they open and close.
You see how they pry out our secrets? This is too dangerous.
You see, Captain?
I say to you, we will not abuse the knowledge you share. You have created these questions. Give us something more so we can answer.
Very well.
No. It was agreed they shouldn't be given special assistance.
Their complaint is valid. Different species think differently. A hint seems appropriate.
They must show the faculties to think through problems.
Well, Captain, are you positive you want a hint?
Yes, get on with it. No, don't bother. We'll give our answer now. Yes, get on with it.
Well, do you think there's a right answer?
Yes, say. Well, what do you think the correct answer would be?
I don't think there's a correct answer. I think it seems dumb.
Yeah.
It seems like they asked a really generic question.
My instinct is that Uhura is the correct answer here. But it easily could be McCoy or Spock. So sure, I guess you can ask for a hint.
Captain Kirk, among our species, quality is often valued over quantity. We laud the contribution of the individual, even potential contribution by one who is gifted, over the united actions of many.
You call that a hint? Let me think some more. Maybe that'll help one of my companions. No, I think that tells us what we need to know. We are ready now.
Do you want to say?
That's either.
Like, I saved, so you want me to just say Uhura?
Go to 2 real quick.
Let me think some
Say
more.
that. And
Creating a child is uniquely an act of individualism. And that child is potential embodied. A new Mozart, an Eleanor of Aquitaine, or a Tapao. I feel certain I carry the correct answer here.
What?
If you'll pardon my saying it that way.
Adherence to a certain philosophy is a personal question, Captain. I believe that is more abstract than the Brassica seem to be seeking.
I couldn't begin to count the number of patients I've helped, Jim, and I've done my best. But I'd have to be pretty egotistical to be sure I'm the one with the right answer.
I think Uhura.
The answer seems clear to me, Kirk.
From the looks on everyone's faces, I take it you feel that the Brassicans' hint gives a compelling reason to choose a particular person.
Alone among the people here, I am female and capable of childbearing. The nurturing of a new life remains a uniquely female labor. Certainly, I am the one among us who might go to the greatest pains in the pursuit of life.
Your answer is accepted. However, this is not to say whether this answer is right or wrong.
Okay.
Where's he gone?
The next question awaits, Captain Kirk.
Great.
You're nothing like the Gerent, who hold a special place in our memories. The second question. Who among you wrestles most intensely with the chaos of life? Talk amongst yourselves. I will answer questions if I can. In the end, only one may reply.
We don't need to discuss
I'm not
this.
even gonna bother. Which one is Spock, though?
I think
There we go.
It is the heart of science to seek an understanding of the universe and its laws, to make sense of what seems randomly chaotic. In the effort to extract comprehension from the unknown, I work to recognize the underlying patterns for which life represents the greatest challenge. Thus, I am the one among us who wrestles most intensely.
That's not
with
why.
chaos.
Your answer is accepted, Commander Spock. However, this is not to say whether this answer is right or wrong in our sight.
We might have gotten that one wrong.
You expect me to stand by while my people keep disappearing?
differently.
The next question awaits, Captain Kirk.
Congratulations, Captain. There are those among us
Who doubted you could make it this far? The third question is somewhat different, but our heroes, the Gerent, found the answer. Solve this equation. Pig plus X equals cow. Talk among yourselves. I will answer questions if I can. Only one may reply.
What kind of question is peace plus X equal home? These Brassicans are a peculiar lot.
What are you saying? The question was pig plus X equals cow.
Interesting, Kirk. I heard talk plus X equals zrok nav. To humans, it would translate to plant plus X equal hive paper. What did you hear, Doctor?
Well, I heard peace plus X equal home.
Which one do we answer?
The answer lies in the relationship of the questions. The relationship between the plant, peace, and a pig, or between hive, paper, home, and a cow.
Clar, if you can make that connection, you're a better man than I.
Goes without saying, Dr. McCoy. I am a Klingon.
I'm not impressed, Clar. The Brassica addressed me first. I think we need to answer pig plus X equals cow.
If there's only one answer, it should be sensible. Mine is straightforward. Peace and quiet makes a happy home. It's almost a cliche.
Reason enough to discount it?
Your candor is appreciated. I trust we'll have achieved some understanding before we have to answer.
They're only going to let one of us answer.
Getting more than one question confuses things. I still have a gut feeling that pig plus X equals cow is the one. The answer must be something about shifting the letters. I'll get it in another minute.
I am convinced the correct answer solves for all the questions. I am certain that is the logic for this puzzle. If that is only half an answer, so be it.
Pretty strange, Jim. But my question seems obvious. The X of peace plus X equal home has got to be quiet.
We are ready with our answer now. We have questions. We are ready. We have questions.
Very well. Ask.
If you tell us more about the gerund, maybe we can figure out what they would have answered. Can you give us a hint? Can you at least tell us if we've been answered? Please repeat the original question. If you tell us more about the
questions we ask have been suitably modified to allow for differences between your people and ours. Is there something else?
We are ready with our answer. I want to get back to a different question. We'll talk it over and get back. We are ready with our answer now.
I kind of want to use McCoy.
Go for it.
Let the one who would answer be the
I
next
know that's
to
right.
speak.
I don't really understand. Like,
I'm curious if Spock would have heard something different. If Spock and Uhura would have heard different things here.
Yeah.
If there's only one answer, it should be sensible. Mine is straightforward. Peace and quiet makes a happy home. It's almost a cliche.
You have answered 2 of our questions incorrectly.
Great.
This indicates to us that you are too different from us. We shall attempt this again some other time. You shall all be returned to your ship.
So I think Spock was probably wrong. Just because it wasn't... great.
We're back on the
They're the only ones who came back.
It feels like we've been dreaming.
It is logical to assume we shared the same experience. Unless the Brassica have psionic abilities they did not demonstrate.
Captain Kirk, I grieve to say that your answers were beyond our ability to tolerate. We had hoped for better from your species.
You should not judge any species from just one sample.
The captain is correct. It would be most illogical to make a decision based on such limited data.
Our data is broad enough. In the future, perhaps our species might form a bond of friendship. But for now, we must remain apart. Farewell.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
I have reviewed your report from your recent assignment.
Big F.
And have a few comments. I'll be frank, Kirk. Starfleet expects more out of you than that. If I were you, I'd do some serious soul-searching about my command ability. I would expect as much from a cadet, but from Starfleet's finest. I'm gonna have to forward my concerns to command. Kane out.
Another message from Starfleet.
On screen.
Jim, we have
You're fired.
evaluated your current series of missions. Your overall performance is well below Starfleet tactical specifications. You are to report to a starbase as soon as you've finished your assignment, where you will be relieved of duty.
Oh, dang.
I wish I had better news, Jim. But but I'm sure we can find desk duty for you.
Desk duty?
I wouldn't want to waste that experience just because you've lost your edge, Jim. Perhaps you'd enjoy working at the Academy. Starfleet out.
The Academy?
Sorry, Jim. I don't know what to say.
I agree that our recent performance has been well below our standards, Captain. I do not, however, agree with the decision.
The Academy. I suppose I might like it. I think I feel like taking a tour of the ship right now. One last tour.
Alright. There you go. 80%.
Bad ending. Back and forth a few times.
Load a previously saved game.
Okay. Seems dumb. Okay. I think let's stick with our Uhura answer here.
Oops.
Standard tricorder readings on you, Lieutenant.
I feel anything but normal right now, Mr. Spock. Even if everything around us is only a projection. A load
that is an answer.
Where's he gone?
The next.
My suspicion here is that it's the Doctor.
You're nothing
but
like
let's
the
talk to people this time, I guess, since we didn't.
Let me explain. I believe I am the appropriate answer to this question because of my position as captain of the Enterprise.
A captain sailing the emptiness of space. Lives that rely on your every word. I thought that too, Kirk. It is not sufficient.
I disagree, Clar. Without a strong hand at the tiller, shipboard life would dissolve into chaos. Those demands make me the best answer.
As with the previous question, this is a question of judgment, Captain.
Meaning there's no right or wrong answer.
I suspect that Brassica would disagree with you, Captain. There is likely a specific answer they expect. I can only speculate.
And?
Each of us can best make his or her own case. As science officer, I believe myself likely. It is the very heart of science to attempt to comprehend the fundamentally chaotic nature of the universe.
Chaotic? If the universe wasn't ordered, we couldn't make sense of it, Spock.
As you are certainly aware, Doctor, chaos defines the very nature of patterns. However, this does not mean random.
Well, that may be. On the other hand, I would be the last person to say a Vulcan wrestles with any concept. And don't you raise your eyebrow at me, Spock.
It's obvious you have never spent time among Klingons, Kirk. The life of the Klingon warrior is the struggle between control and chaos.
Controlled chaos is how you describe it, Clar? I'm surprised.
Clearly, the Brassica know more of us than you. And I am certainly the one who these aliens intend to answer. My lineage extols the tradition of Kalas.
My reasons for selecting myself are at least as good as yours, Clar.
Spock's on the right track, Jim, but he's still wrong. I focus on the chaos of life. Who struggles more than a physician?
Made some sense, McCoy. And I've heard you were a humble country doctor. Sounded more like a Vulcan.
No need to be insulting.
Gentlemen, we've had enough chaos to deal with. Interesting analysis, Bones. However, I think I might be the one the Brassica have in mind.
You can ask him, you can ask the Brassica dude for...
We are ready with our answer. We have questions.
Very well. Ask.
What have you done with Lieutenant Uhura? I demand an explanation. Could you define some of the words you're using to give us a better idea what point you're trying to make?
Sure.
We've answered one question. We're trying to meet you halfway. Will you tell us something about your people now? With questions like we've had, any two people can come up with a different answer. How do you... Please repeat the original question. What have you... Did you define some...
Define words?
I am not one who thinks you should have any assistance.
Others among us are less hostile, Captain. Perhaps a broad hint, something less definite than the words.
Define the words? We communicate clearly. Without ambiguity, it would not be a riddle.
Would you at least explain the context of the words?
You are not making a good impression on my associates, Captain Kirk, as I anticipated. What is it you want defined?
Explain your use of chaos in this context. Explain your use of life in this context. Explain the phrase wrestles most intensely. Forget I asked. Let's get on. Explain your use of chaos in this context.
Because of those, like, life is probably the most relevant.
Explain your use of life in this context.
Although we ask one person to embody the answer, do not imagine a single individual's passage from birth to death as central to this question.
That was a big help, wasn't it, Jim? I still think I fit the idea best. As a physician, I deal with life on a grand scale, but only one life at a time.
What else do you want explained?
Explain your use of chaos in this context.
Chaos, Captain Kirk, is the way intellectually sophisticated races understand complex patterns which seem to be random, but are not. The shape of a cloud, unpredictable and changeable, but nevertheless comprehensible. What else do you want explained?
Explain the phrase.
How disappointing, Captain. I, of course, expected nothing better. This part of the question addresses the dichotomy of life and death, and the eternal struggle between those grand concepts.
What else do you want explained?
Explain your that's enough for now. Explain your use of that's enough for.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think we like lose points for asking if
I am a physician. I am the one who cares for life and health of hundreds aboard the Enterprise. The patterns of chaos are the patterns of life and death, and every day of my professional life is focused on balancing those patterns towards sustaining the quality of life. I am the one among us who struggles most intensely with the chaos of life.
Your answer is accepted, Dr. McCoy. However,
you expect me to stand by while my people keep disappearing?
The next question awaits, Captain Kirk.
I guess you at least know you didn't get 2 questions wrong at that point.
Yeah, immediately.
There are those among us
who doubted you could make it this far.
Pig plus X
The
equals
third
cow.
question is some.
Okay, so
Talk Spock.
At face value, this question is complete nonsense, Captain. There is no way to answer chicken plus X equals reality.
What are you saying? The question was pig plus X equals cow.
Interesting, Kirk. I heard tlok plus X equals zrok knob. To humans, it would translate to plat plus X
Klingon
equals
case because his doesn't.
What did you hear, Vulcan?
His is like weird nonsense, but ours is like animals.
Each question starts with something edible. Pigs and chickens are farm stock, are they not?
Many elements of Federation society do not consume animal flesh, Captain Clara. In principle, however, you are correct. But I believe the answer is there is no logical answer.
I don't think so, Spock. But I don't like yours either, Clark. Where's the relationship between a cow, hive paper, and reality?
Difficult, I admit, Kirk. But they must be connected.
I'm not impressed, Clark. The Braska addressed me first. I think we need to answer pig plus X equals cow.
You try my patience, Kirk. There's a pattern and an answer. The tlok grows a flower that ka-cha insects visit, and ka-cha make nectar and hive paper. So flower would work.
And what does that do for my question? Or Spock's?
Your officer was asked to solve chicken plus X equal reality. The philosophers of Bolari 7 maintain a celestial bird something like a chicken laid an egg from which the universe hatched. The idea of reality began as something egg-shaped, was an early theory of Klingon cosmologists.
You're stretching, Clark.
It all fits. The tlok flower is egg-shaped. Therefore, I believe egg is correct for all equations. Kirk, in a barter society, might not a cow be worth, say, a pig with a clutch of eggs thrown in?
Clark, I come from a farm on Earth in a state called Iowa. Your solution makes some sense, but so would pig plus crate of apples equal cow. It's something else.
If I may, based on the evidence, I remain convinced there is no answer.
A time will come when we must answer.
I'm willing to let either of you answer.
The Brassica will allow only one to answer.
You think if we talk with Spock, he'll say there's no answer? I don't.
I think the Klingon is
I don't really care at this point. I'm so tired of this garbage.
It's really nonsensical.
The correct answer solves for X. In all the different questions, the answer is egg.
Your answer is accepted.
You plan to make off with everyone? Do you really expect me to keep taking that without protest?
The next question awaits, Captain Kirk.
I am astonished that an alien like you has muddled your way this far. It is a great honor that we share the Riddle Master's questions to the Gerent. The last question. Answer this. There are two present. Only one may go. Why should you be the one to leave this place alive? Discuss this. I will answer questions if I can and will. You might want to discuss this with me to explore your options.
Captain, you are indispensable. I find the question doubtfully phrased. Death is implied, not assured. I find the risk of remaining acceptable.
No starship captain has ever had a better crew. The hard decisions are mine, and I thank you for reminding me of that. You want me to choose one of us or the other. Well, frankly, I don't want to risk either of us. I want another alternative, another choice. No starship captain has ever had a better crew. The hard decisions are mine, and I thank you for reminding me of that. You want me to choose one of us or the other. Well, frankly, I don't want to risk either of us.
Captain, the risk greater than only one leaving is neither being allowed to go on. One must continue.
No, that's it. We changed the rules. Right now, they're offering one to live and one to die.
Perhaps, Captain, but not necessarily.
But possible. The best answer is we both live, or both die.
What if the Brassica refuse this option?
Whether they offer it or not, that's what we choose.
In that case, it will not matter which of us answers. It is a larger gamble.
You know how I love a good bluff.
Captain. Jim. Let us hope the Brassica are unfamiliar with poker.
Captain's job is a continuous series of life or death decisions. It's not a burden I can share. I trust you'll understand if I make the decision for both of us.
Of course, Captain. I have utmost trust in your abilities.
Okay, so now just talk to them,
I guess.
We're ready with our answer. We have questions. We're ready with our answer.
Let the one who would answer be the next one to talk.
We're ready with our answer.
Let the one who would answer.
You, Kirk. You chose
are the
poorly.
leader, Captain Kirk. Asking another to undertake fulfillment of your responsibilities indicates to us that you, as a leader, cannot distinguish between what is yours and what is properly another's. The meeting of our two races must necessarily await
What was the
another
question?
time. You will all be safely returned to your own people.
That was wrong,
Farewell,
apparently.
Until our peoples meet again.
This may be a mistake.
I have no more misgivings, Captain Kirk. I look forward to the future.
I can just skip through all that dialogue.
Yeah, I guess. I thought he was gonna like have some kind of interaction with the guy, but
yeah,
didn't.
I have failed in our mission to make formal contact with the Brassica. My answer was responsible for the Brassica rejecting diplomatic relations with the Federation.
The Klingon ship is leaving orbit.
They didn't even say goodbye.
They did display considerable anger, Captain.
I can't blame them, Mr. Spock.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
I have reviewed your report from your recent I'll be frank, Kirk. Starfleet...
Another message from...
On screen.
Jim, we have evaluated your current series of missions.
Yes, Admiral.
I wish I had...
Yes, duty.
I wouldn't want to...
The Academy?
Sorry, Jim. I agree.
Oh, we got fired again.
Load a previously saved.
This seems dumb.
Okay.
Alone among them.
Your answer is at...
Where's he gone?
The next...
I am a physician.
Your answer.
You expect me
The next...
You Spock this time.
Congratulations.
Who doubted?
I want to see what happens if we have
At face value, this question is complete nonsense, Captain. There is no way to answer chicken plus X equals reality.
What are you saying? The question was...
Continue your discussion. Then
Interesting, Kirk.
Chicken?
Each question...
Many elements of Federation society do not consume...
I don't think so.
Difficult, Ryan.
I'm not impressed.
You try, Mike.
And what does that do for
Your officer was...
You're stretching.
It's old.
Clar.
If I may...
A time will come when we...
I'm willing to let either...
Nebraska. The question I heard was chicken plus X equals reality. This question is nonsensical, as is Captain Kirk's. Therefore, I deduce the answer is that there is no answer.
your answer is accepted.
You plan to make off with everyone?
The next question.
I am astonished that an alien like you has muddled your way this far. Answer this. There are two present. Only one may go. Why should you be the one to leave this place alive?
Okay, so now we probably have the Klingon guy.
Intriguing question, Kirk. Two captains representing empires.
The Federation is no empire, Clar, and the Organian Treaty assures we are not at each other's throat.
Be honest. There are many differences between us. I wish to hear your analysis before I offer my own thoughts.
I'd hoped you thought of something new. I'm having second thoughts, and I want to go over my ideas with you. I'd hoped you thought of something new.
It's simple, Kirk. You go, or I go. A third option would be nice, but unlikely. Intriguing question, Kirk.
The Federation is no...
Be honest.
So all you can do is either click on him with Kirk or...
Captain Kirk has chosen not to discuss his opinions. So I must assume his failure to step forward here indicates he has no objection that I should justify myself as being the one to leave here.
Sure.
I
That's
hereby do
absolutely what I
so
meant.
for the future of the Klingon Empire. I will be the one to proceed.
Your answer is not accepted. You have not expressed understanding of sacrifice as it combines with the qualities of leadership. Certainly not in any manner which gives meaning to those traits. While my companions believed in you, I knew it would come to this all along.
This may be a mistake.
I have no more misgivings.
Alright. I don't seem to imply that I was supposed to, like, have Kirk talk more, but, like, I talked to Kirk, so I don't know what it wanted from me.
I can't blame you.
Message another.
On screen. And we shall...
I might have had different dialogue at the end
Yeah,
there.
that might have not been fired dialogue.
It wasn't. Could have had different dialogue. This seems dumb.
It's okay, you can slow it down. In post, you can just slow that section down and read it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so Uhura.
Alone among...
This must be riveting.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Where's he gone?
The next.
Where's he gone?
You're not.
Man, I'm gonna totally save
I am a
and experience that not fired dialogue.
You expect me to stay?
The next question.
Get that okay and then.
Congratulations.
Who doubted you could?
Spock.
Yeah.
At face value,
Please continue.
interaction each many
Difficult. I'm not.
You try my
And
you're up.
yours.
It's up. If I attack,
I'm willing to.
the question.
Your app.
You plan to make up
The next.
Angry MIDI music.
Go for it, save.
Save it over something else, something, whatever.
Probably bad ending.
Go to use Kirk this time on it. Let's see what happens.
I made the decision unilaterally.
Okay, well, that's probably wrong.
Don't assume you can answer
Probably
with ease and
incorrect.
impunity, Captain Kirk. I will not stand here and let you casually throw away my life.
Please state your position, Captain Kirk.
My decision is obvious. There's no question that I, representing the peaceful and unified Federation, I expect this answer will surprise Captain Clark. But I am willing to step aside here. I know Nebraska will seek out the Federation in good time, even if it doesn't happen right now. The Klingons need the civilizing influence which Nebraska offer, and I think Captain Clark has shown himself to be the best possible representative. Let him proceed. You want me to choose one of us or the other to proceed? Well, frankly, I don't think it's right to put either of us at risk. We're both starship captains, both legitimate representatives of millions of inhabitants on thousands of planets. I want another alternative, another choice.
Well, that didn't work last time, Kirk, so
I expect
we're
this
only
answer.
two. Oh, mighty
Your
say.
answer is not acceptable.
You didn't talk to the guy.
Understanding of sacrifice as it combines with the quality.
Well, I guess let's see what this ending dialogue is here.
We were wrong all along. We're supposed to have Uhura here at the end.
Like, there's no way of knowing. Well, I mean, I guess if we had gotten two wrong, we would have
Stardate 6270.5.
not gotten
We-
through,
The Klingon
right?
ship is leaving orbit.
They didn't even say they did display.
I can't blame him.
Message from Star.
I have reviewed your report. While you achieved the desired results from your assignment, Jim, I can only give you a satisfactory rating. I would expect as much from a cadet. I am concerned about your performance.
Another message from Starfleet.
On screen.
Jim, we have evaluated your current series of missions. I hate to say it, but you're lucky you've done as well as you have. We found numerous lapses of judgment. I expected better.
Yes, Admiral.
When this mission is over, we should schedule some time for a refresher course.
Gotta go back to school.
The Academy Simulator isn't just for cadets, you know.
I agree, Admiral.
That's all, Jim. Starfleet out.
I wonder what he'd say if he were in the command chair.
He's right, Bones. The moment Starfleet standards start to slip is the moment the Federation is in trouble.
Agreed, Captain. Triumphs achieved without an adequate standard are hollow and meaningless.
I suppose we could have done better.
And we shall, Bones. We shall.
It's like, use Kirk on Clark.
Intriguing question, Kirk.
The Federation is no empire.
Be honest.
I'd hoped you thought of something new. I'm having second thoughts, and I want to go over my ideas with
You go or I go, Kirk. Have you a better idea?
Since I represent the peaceful and unified Federation, I'm the only one possible answer. We would share the Nebraska knowledge, even with the Klingons, but I doubt the reverse would be true. This is best for everyone. I might surprise you, Clark. I believe Nebraska will come to us in time. The Klingons need the civilizing influence they offer, and you're the best representative. I'll bow out, and you proceed. I don't like the choices. I want another alternative, but I'm not sure there is one. Since I might surprise you, Clark. I believe Nebraska will come to us in time. The Klingons need the civilizing influence they offer,
Alright, I'm looking.
and you're the best representative.
Alright, I'm done. I'm done.
Like,
I feel like it's some dumb sequence of things you have to do in a specific way.
okay.
And,
The first one, Uhura is the correct choice.
Nailed it!
McCoy is the correct choice.
Nailed it! Is the Klingon the right choice in the next one? He's so emphatic about egg being the answer.
Spock's answer is the one accepted by the Brassicans. You can also use Klar, but it will lead you to an undesirable ending in the next screen.
It's true. It's pretty undesirable. You get fired.
I don't like the choices.
Okay.
Another alternative, but I'm not sure there is one.
I feel the same, Kirk. I have a thought about how we might deal with the question.
Go ahead, Klar, I'm listening. Forget it, Klar, I have. Go ahead, Klar.
Forget it, Klar.
They're asking us to choose one to proceed and one to remain.
That's the implication of death for the one who remains.
I concur. They want an answer that either I live and you die, or you live and I die. I say we answer we both live, or both die.
Good concept. What if they refuse?
We choose it, whether they offer or not.
And if it's not the answer I give?
We shall see, won't we?
Okay, well, trying to do that with Spock and
I guess it was
crapped out on me.
I guess it was because like we were ordering Spock to do it, where this is like the captain's coming to an agreement about doing it.
So, from what you just read, do you discern that I use Kirk on him, or I use the Klingon on them?
So
I don't understand just from like watching them interact. I don't know what it's telling me to do.
No, I don't know either. It just says that you use Kirk, or that you use choice 3.
You want me to choose one of us or the other to proceed? Well, frankly, I don't think it's right to put either of us at risk. We're both Starship...
Captain Kirk, you have stepped forward to make your choice, and that choice is
I think we tried to choose some time ago.
Allow Captain Klar to... We both proceed from
Yeah, the
this
thing that
route.
we tried when we like first got here.
There is no such option offered. What exactly do you mean by choosing in this way? That perhaps you should both die?
No, Brassican, it means we're changing the rules. You want one to remain, perhaps to die, and one to go on? We refuse to play that game. You want to meet with us as much as we wish to meet with you, so take us both through, or let us both remain in this surreal purgatory forever. Take it or leave it.
You have confounded me, Captain Kirk. I did not believe you would make such a choice.
But I declared all along that this race had the qualities we sought. The understanding of both leadership and sacrifice. Captain Kirk, you have achieved all that I, at least, had hoped of you.
We tried to do this earlier and the interface wouldn't let us.
Face to face.
It's really obnoxious. Oh.
Right.
Greetings. We look forward to a long and fruitful relationship with both your peoples. Your starships will be welcome here on any peaceful mission.
I am pleased to meet you face to face as well. However, I want my crew back.
Of course, Captain.
You're all right, all of you? You were treated well?
Yeah, we got drinks.
We engaged in enlightening discussions with the Brassicans. They felt it necessary to isolate themselves so long ago because of interstellar disputes between...
Later, Spock. Right now, I'm glad you're okay.
Indeed, Captain. We are well.
They couldn't be sure we would pass all their tests. Brassican, how do you explain that?
Some of us could not restrain our desire to learn. It seemed worth the risk, and has proved so.
I believe the Federation and the Brassica will have a long and fascinating future together.
Although my associate Septhi has great misgivings about breaking our isolation, others of us have high hopes.
You are star-eyed, you imagine that no difficulties lie ahead. However, all conditions have been met, and so I also welcome you, Captain Kirk.
Thank you. Septhi, is it?
Yes, and our moderator, leader to you, is Zenti.
Zenti, Aha, and Septhi. I hope to show you you've made the right decision.
Speaking for the Klingon Empire, I too look forward to the relationship between all peoples. You surprise me, Kirk. Perhaps one day we will even trust you.
We'll just have to see, won't we?
Captains, feel free to look around while we summon your 2 ships to these coordinates. Captain Kirk, I have something interesting to show you over here. Come with me.
Oh, good. More puzzles.
I hope.
Perhaps you should talk to the alien named Septhi, Captain.
Yeah, just go click on those
Jim,
legs.
go talk to Septhi.
Captain, I think you should talk to Septhi.
Captain Kirk, isn't it time you returned to your ship?
I was unsure. You have shown us that isolation is no longer a wise choice. I look forward to a challenging future.
This is a day we will celebrate. The day we broke out of our...
Captain Kirk, I have misgivings about the Klingon race. For our mutual protection, here is a Paralens disk of data which I want you to have. With this knowledge, you can come to our defense. Will you take it and safeguard our future?
Yes, I'll take the disc. Not without knowing more about it. No, take it up with the Federation ambassador when he gets here. Yes, I'll take the disc.
Uh-oh. It's a trap!
I think so too.
Not without knowing more about it.
I guess ask more about it.
We can give you the know-how to build a reader console for the Paralens. What else would you want to know?
I want to know what's on the disc.
The Compassion, the generation ship you explored before coming here, was a probe ship that scanned Klingon space. This Paralens contains the data. If they cause us harm, you could retaliate deep into their territory.
How do I know you won't sell us out too? I understand a desire for vengeance, but the Organian Treaty would stop it. Information like this could ignite interstellar war. How do I have information like this?
Do with it as you see fit, Captain. Will you take it?
Give me the Paralens. No, keep it. Give me the... No, keep it.
He will no longer speak to you.
Locked.
Alright. Well, that's cool.
Captain Kirk, isn't it time you returned to your ship?
Load.
Captain, it's good to speak with you again. These overgrown beanstalks told us that you'd come to no harm. Ready to beam up?
Not yet, Scotty. There are still a few loose ends. Kirk out. Well, we're almost done here. I wonder what Clara's up to.
Captain Kirk, isn't...
I was unsure.
This is a
Captain, I noted that Clara was given an object by the Brassica. He placed it in his pocket.
Oh, Clara, a moment of your time. What have you got in your pocket? Hi, Clara. Nice weather. Clara, the Brassica didn't happen to give you a Paralens, did they? What have you got in your pocket? Hi, Clara, the Brassica...
My dealings with the Brassica don't affect you, Kirk.
Depends on what they're dealing. I guess you don't care about our dealings with the Brassica. Like this Paralens they offered us with secret information on the Klingon Empire. I'm just nosy. I'll mind my business. Depends on what they're dealing. I guess you don't care about our dealings.
Oh, it was a test. We just sold them out.
This Paralens they depends on what they're dealing.
Explain further, Kirk.
Does the word Paralens interest you?
I do not understand what you are talking about.
Let me guess. They said the Federation was expanding too quickly. For safekeeping, in case the Federation attempts to assimilate the Brassica. You've been honorable so far. Why not tell me what you know? Captain Clark, don't make me lose respect for you. Let me guess. They said the Federation was expanding too quickly.
Kirk, say what you need to say, or allow me to return to my ship.
No offense to your honor, Clara. However, if you have a Paralens of Federation space, I expect you to say so. Liar. Give me one reason why I shouldn't just rip that Paralens out of your pocket. Fine, crawl back to your ship. Honor is a game to you, but you have no idea what it truly means. No offense to your honor, Clara.
You've earned the right, Kirk. The Brassica offered me a Paralens of Federation space. My duty was to accept.
And my duty is to see the Klingon Empire doesn't have access to this information. Your duty? What will this do to the tensions between our races? Destroy the lens, Clark. Restore the balance. Take it. I'm going to trust you won't use it, won't betray me. Just as I refused the offer, so I wouldn't betray you.
3?
And mind your duty, take it.
Yeah.
Was that Captain Kirk?
We are sorry to see that you two would so freely refuse knowledge.
Bad
I
ending.
would not have expected quite so much distrust.
You'll have to work harder to understand us, will you not? Assuming relations continue.
Yes, Captain. Both of you have succeeded in establishing diplomatic contact with us.
Then you will excuse me, Senti. The unknown requires my attention. Kirk to Enterprise, 4 to beam up.
So that was like what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Seemed correct, but we also were like, oh, you're both pretty shady.
We have succeeded in making formal contact with the Brassica. We look forward to a long and productive relationship with them. So, Lieutenant, you turned down the Brassica's offer to become the Federation official ambassador.
Not in my job description, Captain. And they were probably just testing me.
A formidable accomplishment, Captain. Establishing diplomatic relations with a new and advanced alien race. Improving our relations with the Klingons. Impressive.
Thank you, Mr. Spock.
Everyone's so cheerful today. Even Spock's in a good mood. This makes me nervous.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
There's my answer.
I have reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain. Well done, Kirk. Keep up the good work. I must say, however, your performance is not what we've come to expect.
Another message from Starfleet.
On screen.
Jim, we have evaluated your current series of missions.
Go back to school.
Yes, Admiral.
When this mission is over.
I agree, Admiral.
That's all, Jim.
I wonder what he'd say if he...
He's right, Bone.
Agreed, Captain.
I suppose we...
And we shall, Bone.
It's so terrible that you can't, like, stop any of this.
Yeah, like, I guess if we wanted a better dialogue from him at the end, we would have had to have gone back and got perfect scores in the other missions, which you can't do because you can't select the missions. You just have to have save files to start over.
Yeah.
So that's as much of Judgment Rites as I'm willing to play.
That's reasonable.
Hey, we finished that game.
Yeah.
We got an okay ending. Any percent.
Things that were improved from 25th anniversary. The animations were better.
Yeah.
I felt like overall voice acting was better.
I would agree with voice acting. There were weird times where, like, the animation wasn't better, where, like, in the first game, you could, like, generally move your characters around the screen. But there were a lot of times in this one where, like, they were all locked in place.
Yeah.
This
mission was really stupid. Like, just totally didn't fit with anything Star Trek related at all. This one we apparently skipped most of, and that's why our score is so bad.
Yeah.
This was okay.
Yeah, I thought this one was okay. It was just, like, a little cliffy.
And then I thought this was bad again.
Yeah. And then this was just really stupid.
Uh-huh.
Like, there were some interesting things happening there with, like, the philosophical questions of which of these characters is which, but it's also just so, like, abstracted that
it's like any of these people could be the correct answer.
People could be the correct answer, so I'm literally just, okay, did I get 2 wrong? No? Okay, good.
Kind of curious if it just, like...
Does this forever?
Stays on this, yeah, perpetually. Ominous music. Music was bad. Perpetually, like, throughout the whole
really
thing.
bad.
Real bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's nostalgia. I definitely think the 25th anniversary is a better game.
I would agree. I think there's a big chunk of that that's nostalgia, though. Especially given that we didn't even finish 25th anniversary because you can't.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a better game up to that point where you can't finish the game.
Yeah, I think
and then they toned that way down by putting, like, almost no battle sequences in this one.
Well, we chose, like, the light battle or whatever rather than the full
like,
battle.
Even then, like, we saw which ones were the battle sequences, so... this is something.
Yeah, I
It's
think
not
this is just going to happen
interesting.
forever.
We'll
It's
just
just a
keep going.
screensaver for the end of your game.
Well,
At the end of the game, you could download this screensaver off the CD-ROM and just have this music.
Just put this into your CD player and have this play as an audio track.
Yeah.
Judgment Rites is the last performance of DeForest Kelly as Bones, and so this is like actually the last example of all of the cast members being in one project. And so it's got that going for it. It's the same conclusion we came to at the end of 25th Anniversary, which was like, you know, if you were really into Star Trek in the mid-90s and you wanted...
This was the 5th season.
Yeah, you wanted more of what that particular era had to offer. This was it. This was the end of it. Because this was, like, the movies were over. I feel like, I don't know when Judgment Rites came out, so I
can tell you.
Yeah, look it up right now.
Let's find out real fast.
And it's like 93 or something. It's kind of amazing that this just does this.
It's really surprising. 93.
Yeah, so
like Next Gen was on the air.
Yeah, the movie with Kirk in it came out like 3 years later.
That sounds about right. It was
96-ish.
Mid-90s-ish, yeah.
So, this was definitely like, this is the end of the first generation. And I guess, yeah, you're supposed to look at that as like, this being the piece that fits between the show and the first movie.
First movie, yeah. Which...
Does it?
No, like, I mean... Like, in 25th Anniversary Edition, there was, like, that episode with Carol Marcus, and you saw the beginning of the Genesis, so, like, that fit in there a lot better, as, like, an in-between thing.
Nothing that happened here, like, is relative to anything in the movies, right?
I don't think any of the Klingons that we just saw were in, like, Star Trek VI Undiscovered Country, but it's been a long time since I've watched Star Trek VI.
It felt really weird that they invented a character in the last episode just to be a reasonable Klingon that just shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah, it would have been nice if we'd had him through more episodes, or if they brought in some Klingon from the series. Maybe Klar is, and I just don't know.
And yeah, like the tone of it is just like, well, it was all a big test. It's all just like some smart race was making you do a bunch of dumb puzzles
to get to this arbitrary point where we're going to check to see if you get 2 things wrong out of 4.
And there were like those interface issues, just like wanting to communicate something to it, and it just like didn't.
I mean, that was the thing in 25th Anniversary Edition too, especially in like the Harry Mudd episode where you're just walking around combining random crap. And walking from room to room until he shows up in that room to do something ridiculous. So, like, there are bad ones in both games, but in general, I think the gameplay in the first one felt better, and
Load a previously saved game.
like the performance in this one felt better.
I don't have much else to say. I don't really. I will not ever play this game again.
Yeah, that seems extremely unlikely.
And here's what's interesting: like 25th Anniversary, I was like excited to play it again. Like whatever, 20 years later or whatever. But
maybe 20 years from now, you'll be like, "Oh dang, dog, we gotta play some Judgment Rites."
No, I can see a situation where I might, in some scenario, play 25th Anniversary again.
Yeah, I could see myself revisiting that game, but I agree, I don't feel the same way about this one. And I think a lot of that is just the nostalgia of the fact that we played that one when we were like, 10,
I was
probably like 10.
I was pre-teen when I played it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to compare it to like other point-and-click games that existed at the time. Like you had Monkey Island, which is a better game.
Significantly better.
You had like King's Quest games, which are
I
like
never played any.
way more confusing, but I guess also probably more rewarding. It feels like the puzzles in this are just like really take this to go do this, to go do this, to go do this, and they just kind of were circular and led you back in the same place. And there were the times where I was just real angry about things like, I clearly want to do this thing, but you are not explaining to me, like, because you're just like, it's foreign information. It's like, use this on the pump. What's wrong with you? Use it on the pump. Like, nothing in this room looks like a pump.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
You know, The Dig came out.
The Dig is so good.
Is it though? The Dig is better than this. That's the point I was going to make, is that The Dig came out a few years after this. I want to say it came out like in 95, but maybe it's like as late as 97.
Like, the thing that's really good about The Dig is just the way that, like, those puzzles are so interactive and they feel really smooth, or at least they felt really smooth at the time.
Yeah.
In comparison to garbage like this, where, you know, you're just like...
Click.
I don't care.
Click.
Like,
use Kirk, talk Kirk, use Spock.
I don't
use
think that's
Tricorder.
necessary. I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah.
Nothing to reveal, Captain.
Yeah.
Like,
This isn't
really
important. Like, this is clearly we're in a room full of alien computers. Like, there's nothing to report. It's like,
I'm pretty sure you could report something.
And there's walls of flavor text that doesn't matter, but it's like, okay, here's the flavor. But then you have other times where it's just rooms full of nothing.
Yeah. Real obnoxious. The other big point-and-click adventure game of our youth was Return to Zork.
It's true. It's not really a point-and-click adventure game. It's a.
I guess it's an FMV adventure game.
Because it's first person, so
really
you don't like walk around in the same way. But yeah, Return to Zork would have come out around 94, 95.
I think it was in 95.
And is, I think, vastly superior in every way to this game.
Yeah. Return to Zork is top shelf. Like, that game is so good.
There's so many people who would disagree.
Oh, I hate all of them.
I think Return to Zork is pretty good.
Return to Zork is the best.
I would, hands down, star in a Return to Zork remake if someone were doing it.
All in FMV.
Yeah. Okay, I've had enough of this garbage music, so I need to get out of here.
Go and,
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you're stuck there now.
Oh no. Oh yeah, restart the game.
Federation Cadet, none.
Yeah. Get out. No.
So you hit restart instead of quit.
Oh, my Lanta.
Oh, you're back here.
Oh boy.
Oh, this guy's gonna tell you about the distress.
I blew that guy up again.
You're gonna hit K.
Gotta hit K. That's the game. You're right. You're correct. Well, that's all we've got to say about that. Never again.
Oh, how sad.